Great Bobby Belt.
Bobby Belt is an idiot.
Don't make me take off my belt.
Don't make me take off my belt.
We're not. Over to you, Bobby.
Why the Whitten family are public enemy number one for RJ Choppy again. Let's talk about it here in Below the Belt, which is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors and Window Nation. That's not going to be the primary focus here. We're going to talk about the Cowboys here in just a sec, but I did have to throw this in.
I think it's the number one enemy of the Belt and Peyton families.
Really? No. Well, no. Him joining the school, fine. But we already know, we've heard some of the rumblings of complaints over here from RJ Choppy in the high school circles. Now, you've got a 5-star recruit that should be a legacy commit.
He's undersized.
To Tennessee. A 5-star commit that should be a legacy commit to Tennessee. And instead of that, well, Pop's got a job over here. So it's like, oh, well, why don't you just come to Oklahoma? Within the conference.
Yeah, I don't really blame Cooper for this.
Cooper Whitten, real quick, 5-star linebacker, big-time recruit, and one that I think a lot of people connected the dots. As soon as Jason Witten was hired as the tight end coach at Oklahoma, boom, here you go, Cooper Whitten. So Cooper Whitten did commit to Oklahoma.
I'm very torn on this, okay, because
nothing's
there is, would you follow your father to his school and, follow in his footsteps, so to speak, and maybe have to be in his shadow or take over and be a better player and then remove your father as the number one guy?
Right.
Or would you be like, I'm just going to go somewhere else?
Yeah, like Gin Blossoms. I'll follow you down.
Yeah.
Not that
I'll just go somewhere else, right? I remember when he was coming out, Peyton Manning did not want to go to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Did not want to. Mm-hmm. Didn't want to live in his dad's shadow and didn't want to be better than his dad and have his dad live in it. Didn't want that. So he's like, I'm just going to go my own school. So there's two ways of going about that. But I blame Jason on this one. You as a father do have a duty to instill what a legacy is, a VFL, a Vol for Life. Okay? All right? You don't sit there and, there's no such thing as Sooners for life.
So Luka's going to go to Tennessee?
If he wants to play baseball, he's probably not going to be able to.
Yeah.
So, no. Julian is already like, I want to go there.
Track team.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
Who is the top, number one Vol athlete?
Oh,
it's like if they had a child and they didn't send that kid to Tennessee, it would turn the because Peyton.
It's Peyton, but that's the problem.
But I
don't
assume
think
they're like Peyton moved out of his own dad's shadow. Maybe the kid does the same. So
right.
I would. But who would it be like? Yeah, who would it be like? You are stabbing this program in the back. You should automatically send your kid here.
Yeah, Peyton would hurt. It's going to happen though. We have to prepare ourselves for that. I don't know. That's a tough one.
You think Jason Witten would be up there, but he's going to Oklahoma, Cooper Whitten. All right, so Mel Kiper has a new article out from the Combine.
Tennessee should have hired Jason, so it's their fault.
They
should have. They absolutely should have. The Cowboys should have hired Jason is what it should have been, is what we hear. Mel Kiper has the 13 players that he thinks most improved their draft stock based on the Combine. And before I go into his list, because he's got a lot of players who are going to be guys who improved their standing in the first round, and may have been guys who just improved their standing on day 2, whatever else. I think that there were a couple guys that after talking to people coming out of Indy, it sounds like what I hear is Arvell Reese from Ohio State pretty much did all right, slam dunk, you're going 2 to the Jets now. That's happening. So it sounded like he was really
he's not
impressed
the favorite in Vegas.
To the Jets?
I have the board. Second overall pick.
Are they, who would Vegas put up there? Because they're going to hedge a little. Are they going to say it's...
Why are you grimacing over here?
Are they going to say Sonny Styles?
Because this is the same crap. Washington did this when they took Chase Young. Right? Who was in that draft with Chase Young?
Oh, gosh, I can't remember. This 2020.
Well,
so Lawrence was in it?
He's referring to a quarterback.
Yeah, because I do believe there was a guy named Josh Allen that Washington passed. Maybe it was Justin Herbert.
So you're getting on them for not just drafting quarterback.
Just draft a quarterback. It was the Justin Herbert draft. It took Chase Young 2, passed on Tua and Herbert.
You think of Justin Herbert as being as good as Chase Young, though?
No, I don't. If you need a quarterback, Arvell Reese is not going to – all Arvell Reese is going to do is get you right back here next year. Now, maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want
clearly a New York love defense. That's they hire all these defensive-minded head coaches. They told Aaron Glenn, like, yeah, you don't even hire a defensive play caller. This is all you, buddy. And, I mean, they couldn't get one interception last year. They do need defense.
All right, I'll give you a hint then, Bobby. You will be thrilled with it.
Oh, thrilled.
You would approve.
Like I would make the pick myself, too? Oh, Caleb Downs?
No.
Who?
Yes.
I have no Sonny Styles.
No.
Why would I make
Who's
the
your
pick?
broadest defensive?
Bailey.
David Bailey, the favorite right now to go second at -125, then Reese at +150, then Bain, Downs, Styles, Tyson.
So we had a talk about this yesterday. Dane Brugler had his new mock draft out. He had David Bailey going 7th to Washington. If Cleveland wants out of 6, and they say, because Cleveland does 1 out of 6, if Cleveland's sitting there, David Bailey's on the board, and they say, send us 12 and 20, I'm like, cool. Here you go.
You?
Yep.
I hate you.
I'm going up there. I'm taking David
All
Bailey.
you're doing is crying about all this team building when it comes to Pickens. But as soon as your little favorite defensive prospects
That's a
are
top
available,
3 player, man.
whether Crosby too, you're just punting on the future. But yeah, we got to build. I'm trying to build. Oh, you're kicking. Forget about Pickens. You're kicking Aubrey out of town first.
Yeah, I'm going to get 2
build.
second-round picks there. I'm going to have draft picks.
And now you just go throw it all away.
Look, there's a unique circumstance where that one guy, if he were to slide to 6 and be in range where the point totals about match up for you to go up and make the move. In fact, or no, that's not even what it was. It was you could trade 12 and 20 to the Jets for 6 and then 39, and that makes the point totals match up. So you would get Bailey and then have a second-round pick.
Who's this comp for you, Bailey?
I don't know if there's anybody that like pops to mind right away for me with him, but I mean I think he's going to immediately, like we're talking about, like I would guess that by the end of his contract, he's going to be one of these guys pushing at the top of the market for his first contract, that he'll be pushing at the very top. Because, I mean, that is a very high IQ, toolsy, really smart pass rusher.
You know what your problem is, Bobby?
What?
You are.
I have a lot of them.
You do.
I don't know which one you're referencing.
We don't have time in the segment. Trust me.
His
or the
comp,
show.
according to NFL Draft Buzz, is Dallas Turner.
No.
Dallas Turner.
Hell no.
That's what it says.
That's why it's NFL Draft Buzz and nobody reads that website. Let's see
literally literally the first.
Let's see what Lance
there.
Zierlein had. Go ahead.
If you're dating, like you're getting set up for the big blind date from your friend, and you need to be speed dating. You need to be in a room with a bunch of 6s, and you're anticipating and building up to like the 8.5. Like this could be it, the one blind date. And you need to be, this Cowboys defense needs to be in a room of 6s with just speed dating and go around the tables and be like, I could get you, I could see you in just, I didn't check. And you're throwing away too many assets with too many needs.
Sure, but like, does it make it any difference to you that you then pick up the second rounder too? So you still have 2 picks. It's just you're getting a really top person and then like a second rounder.
Okay. A second.
like, that's a little bit
so they're giving a second.
Yeah, because to make the point totals match up, 12 and 20 for 6, and I think it's 39.
Yeah,
that about matches up on the point.
But I guess how I would look at it.
And I'm getting so they'd be pick 6 in the second.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like it's 6th or yeah. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, 6 or 7.
Okay, yeah, that totally makes me feel a lot better about it.
All right, so
yeah.
But is the drop off between number 6 and number 12?
Mm-hmm.
Because 6 is definitely a blue chip player. 12 not necessarily.
The drop off from 6 to 12
is it greater than the drop off from 20 to 39?
The drop off from 6 to 12 is not a great drop off, but Bailey's not supposed to be there at 6. The drop off from Bailey to whoever's left at 12 is a bigger drop off than 20 to 40. Bailey is one of like the 2 or 3 to me like guys who it's like that could be a star. Like I think he's really, really good. So looking at the guys coming out of the combine,
and we can finish the rest of this at 9:20, so you don't have to rush through it.
Arvell Reese was a guy that I've heard some good chatter about that had an impressive week. But here are some of the names that Mel Kiper's got on his list. Go Vols, baby.
That's right.
Chris Brazel is up here. Chris Brazel the second.
I like him.
6'4", 198 pounds. He ended up running a 4.37 at 6'4" as a receiver. It's impressive. That's great. He's going to have to overcome what everybody else has to overcome when you're an offensive player coming out of Tennessee, which is you played for Josh Heupel, and the league does not like that. The league feels like Josh Heupel's offense puts you behind.
Oh.
I mean, like Shoddy openly talked about it with Joe Milton over the summer. He said he came from a scheme that puts you behind in the NFL.
My Bucks guy said the same. He said, like, it's too...
Your Bucks guy.
My Bucks guy. He said, like, if you're a player, like,
You're going to get someone fired in Tampa, who has some strange, random, weird connection to you from New Jersey. They're going to go through the cell phone, and he responded to one of your tweets, and you're going to get someone fired there.
He said it's very simple, right? It's just putting players. It's not giving players a lot to think about. So they're kind of telling you where to go. Now, Brazel is a go up and get it.
Yeah.
I love that kind of player, but
Tennessee offensive players have struggled at the next level the last few years. They have not generally hit their potential.
O-line's been okay.
Yeah, but the skill players. The skill players have not hit the way they need to. We'll finish this up later, so I'll just tease one name right now to know. The next name on this list is the one that Vach Lombardi asked on the draft show the other day, like, hey, who could be enough of a blinking light if they miraculously fell to the fourth that you go, screw defense, I'm picking an offensive player. This wide receiver is one that I'm picking him if he's there in the fourth round, and I don't care what my needs are. So we'll talk about that later.
And Shoddy, did you guys do the Shoddy board segment that you had sent after what he told us in Indy?
No, we didn't.
I had asked Shoddy. I thought he gave a little different answer than Will McClay. I asked Will, there's an 8 offensive player on your board, and there's a 7 defensive player. Who do you take? And he gave a real answer. He's like, yeah. Shoddy kind of quickly said, give me the best player.
Yeah.
Even though you have all the defensive needs.
Right. I mean, and does that, like, there could be a lot of players. This is the whole let's say Carnell Tate, the wide receiver at Ohio State's available at 12. Crazy that he'd be available, but he's not an 8. He's like a 9, right? He's like a 9 player.
Yeah, he's good. He's one of those guys who everybody feels like that's going to be a solid NFL player. I don't know that anybody thinks like that's going to be a top 5 receiver ever.
But like if he's there and you have the pick and you've already lost out on Downs and Styles and Bain, like, do you take him?
I would not. I wouldn't.
Or let's say it's a tackle, right? Like Shoddy's given the impression that, okay, we could actually do that.